What happens when one of the most hyped celebrity beauty brands suddenly finds itself at the center of a nationwide scandal? A brand that once promised glowing, glass-like skin is now leaving people red, swollen, and furious. Across the United States, customers are walking into Sephora stores with Rhode products clutched in their hands, demanding refunds and venting their anger at a company they feel betrayed their trust. The excitement that once surrounded Hailey Bieber's skincare line has spiraled into chaos, and it's exposing deeper cracks in the beauty industry itself. When Rhode first launched, the hype was overwhelming. Hailey Bieber's name alone guaranteed headlines, and the promise of glazed donut skin became an instant catchphrase. Glossy ads showed flawless, poreless faces, and influencer after influencer posted glowing reviews. It didn't feel like buying skincare. It felt like buying into Hailey's lifestyle. Young, effortless, aspirational. The branding was clean, the packaging minimalist, the message simple. This was the future of skin. People rushed to buy, shelves cleared out, and sellouts only fueled more frenzy. Scarcity made the products even more desirable. If you weren't part of Rhode, you weren't part of the trend. But that dream, so carefully packaged and sold, is now crumbling in real time. It started small, a TikTok video here, an Instagram story there. Customers shared irritation, some breakouts, a few complaints that their skin wasn't looking quite as flawless as the ads suggested. But soon the stories began piling up, by the dozens, then the hundreds. People weren't just disappointed, and they were angry. Shoppers showed their red, inflamed faces on camera. Some described swelling so bad it hurt to smile. Others reported acne flare-ups erupting overnight, and these weren't isolated cases. The reactions were spreading, from city to city, state to state. Sephora stores found themselves at the center of the storm as lines of angry customers demanded refunds, overwhelming store associates who had no answers to give. Imagine walking into a beauty retailer on a normal day, expecting smiles, swatches, and recommendations, only to find line after line of customers clutching the same pastel-colored bottles, explaining with frustration and embarrassment how they were burned, broken out, or deceived. For many of them, this wasn't casual spending. Young women talked about saving allowance money, working part-time jobs, scraping together what they could just to afford one $30 or $40 bottle. When that investment didn't just disappoint, but left their skin worse than before, the sense of betrayal was magnified. It wasn't only money they lost, it was confidence, trust, and in some cases, self-esteem. In beauty, few things cut deeper. The shocking part wasn't just the reactions themselves, it was the silence that followed. As the videos flooded TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, Rhode's official accounts continued to post glossy content, influencer clips, and polished ads pretending everything was fine. No acknowledgement of the chaos, no apology, no explanation. This disconnect between reality and branding turned a bad situation into a disaster. Customers felt ignored. The lack of response was salt in an open wound, and it transformed anger into outrage. What could have been contained with honesty and transparency became a runaway PR nightmare. One viral video showed a young woman pointing to itchy bumps across her forehead after using Rhode's Barrier Restore Cream. Her skin looked inflamed, irritated, and raw, nothing like the smooth glow Rhode's marketing promised. She explained that she had never reacted so badly to a skincare product in her life, which immediately raised questions about testing. Had the brand really considered the safety of its ingredients for all skin types? Or was it too busy pushing a flawless image to think about what would actually happen when everyday customers used the cream? Another customer shared her experience with Rhode's glazing milk. At first, she was excited. Then curiosity led her to research the ingredients. That's when she found coconut alkanes, an ingredient known to clog pores and trigger breakouts, especially for people with sensitive or acne-prone skin. She returned the product immediately, furious that a brand marketed as gentle and clean would include something so controversial without warning. Her frustration wasn't only about the reaction, it was about the lack of transparency. Why should customers have to do detective work on ingredient lists after buying? Shouldn't safety and honesty come first? Dermatologists and chemists soon weighed in. They pointed out that several Rhode ingredients were known to cause issues for delicate or reactive skin. To them, the problem wasn't shocking at all. Patch testing, slow introduction, and warnings are standard in responsible skincare. But Rhode's marketing skipped those cautions, presenting the products as universally safe. For customers who believed the promise, this omission felt careless at best and deceptive at worst. And as experts explained the risks in interviews and posts, more and more buyers questioned how such problems were overlooked in the first place. Social media became a courtroom. Evidence spread in seconds. Before and after photos flooded feeds. Clear skin on one side, angry rashes and bumps on the other. The patterns were too consistent to dismiss. The timing too immediate. For many, the conclusion was unavoidable. Rhode wasn't safe for everyone despite its promises. Influencers who once hyped the brand with glowing videos found themselves under fire as viewers accused them of lying for a paycheck. Glossy campaigns suddenly looked fake compared to raw, tearful confessions from real customers. The contrast destroyed trust. And still, Rhode remained silent. So did ELF Cosmetics, its parent company. Sephora staff continued to process endless returns, often without clear instructions or guidance from the brand. Customers begged for answers. Videos demanded accountability, but the brand's Instagram still showed flawless faces, polished captions, and carefully lit product shots. Each post landed like an insult. Each ad only deepened the disconnect. Instead of reassurance, customers got silence, and the anger grew. Industry insiders began calling it a textbook example of influencer-driven marketing gone wrong. Rhode was built almost entirely on Hailey Bieber's image, celebrity endorsements, and paid hype. It leaned on the glow of fame instead of the strength of science. The second real customers started sharing experiences that didn't match the fantasy, the illusion shattered. And once trust cracks in the beauty world, it rarely heals. The same halo that made the brand so powerful became its downfall. Hailey Bieber wasn't just a spokesperson, she was the brand, which meant that when customers felt betrayed, they weren't just angry at Rhode, they were angry at her. The financial fallout has been staggering. Returns cost money. Refunds drain revenue. But the long-term damage could be far worse. Sephora's reputation took a hit as well. Customers expect the retailer to carry safe, effective products. Seeing a high-profile brand cause so much chaos forces them to question Sephora's screening process. If one product slipped through, could others do the same? Trust in the retailer itself is now under scrutiny, adding another layer of tension to an already messy situation. Perhaps the most emotional part of the story comes from who was hurt. Many of those affected were young women, first-time beauty buyers, or students stretching limited budgets. For them, Rhode wasn't just another moisturizer. It was a chance to connect with someone they admired, to buy into a vision of beauty that felt attainable. When the product backfired, it felt like betrayal from someone they trusted personally. Hailey's name wasn't just a logo. To many, it was a promise. That personal connection turned a skincare mishap into something that felt like heartbreak. The ripple effects go beyond Rhode. Influencer marketing itself is under fire. For years, the beauty industry thrived on sponsorships and polished campaigns. But customers are becoming more skeptical. They want authenticity. They're realizing that glowing reviews from influencers often come with a paycheck attached. In contrast, raw, unpaid reviews from everyday people now carry more weight than a celebrity ad ever could. This shift signals something bigger, a turning point in how beauty products will be marketed in the future. Experts stress that the reactions themselves are not mysterious. Combine certain ingredients without careful formulation, skip strong warnings, and problems will happen. Even people without sensitive skin can develop reactions under the wrong conditions. That's why responsible brands emphasize caution, gradual introduction, and patch tests. Rhode rarely highlighted these safety steps. Instead, it presented its products as universally safe, designed for everyone. That positioning made the backlash even harsher. Customers felt misled because the message left no room for exceptions. The timing of this crisis couldn't be worse. Rhode had been preparing to expand its product line, sign new retail partnerships, and strengthen its presence in the beauty market. Instead, it's now stuck in damage control, fighting to hold on to credibility. For a young brand, that shift could be fatal. Beauty moves fast, and once trust is broken, rivals waste no time stepping in. Competing brands are already positioning themselves as transparent, honest, and science-driven, hoping to capture the market share Rhode just lost. Consumer rights groups are watching closely. While the FDA doesn't pre-approve cosmetic products before launch, it does investigate safety concerns once they become widespread. If the reports continue to rise, Rhode could face official scrutiny, adding legal and regulatory pressure on top of public outrage. That possibility alone is enough to make investors nervous. A scandal of this size can sink a brand before it ever recovers. Meanwhile, rival companies are taking notes. They're watching the fallout and recognizing the lesson. Ignoring customers is not an option anymore. In a world where one viral video can spark a movement, honesty and speed matter more than ever. Those who reassure customers in times of crisis may even benefit. Stepping into the gap Rhode is leaving behind. The collapse of one brand could become an opportunity for another. At the center of it all is Hailey Bieber. Her face, once Rhode's greatest asset, is now part of its liability. Customers don't just feel let down by a product, they feel misled by her. They trusted her skin, her image, her promise. Now that promise looks empty. And that's what makes this controversy so much more emotional than a standard product recall. It isn't just business, it feels personal. The takeaway is clear. In beauty, real trust comes from real results. Celebrity names can launch a brand, but they can't protect it from reality. Glossy ads and influencer hype may build buzz, but if products don't deliver, or worse, if they harm, the backlash is inevitable. Rhode is learning this lesson in the harshest way possible. And the question now isn't just whether the brand can recover, but whether the entire influencer-driven model has reached its breaking point. So where does Rhode go from here? Will ELF Cosmetics step up with transparency, recalls, and reformulations? Or will they continue pretending nothing is wrong, hoping the storm fades? Customers are waiting, voices loud, patience thin. The people who bought these products didn't just spend money, they trusted a brand with their skin, their faces, their confidence. That kind of trust, once broken, may never return. The industry is watching, customers are speaking, and the echo is deafening. And maybe, just maybe, this isn't just Rhode's downfall. It could be the warning shot that changes how the entire beauty industry operates. A reminder that behind every purchase is a person, and behind every product is a promise. If that promise is broken, no amount of celebrity shine can cover the cracks.